All right, guys. So what I want to do is, I do it first. Shiur tonight, special shiur from Hoshana Raba, sponsored by Moshe and Oprah Salem. Remember, let me read the paper, Moshe.
My father-in-law,
Oprah's father, Eliyahu ben Ne'ima.
Ben Ne'ima.
Halevi. Halevi. Married to a Levi.
Yeah.
She didn't have Pidyon.
No.
So what we're doing, guys, is grab a pamphlet. It's a very interesting topic. Everybody ready? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's an interesting topic, but I have to tell you off the bat, we're not going to finish this today. There's no way. It's too much. So what I want to do is I just want to open it up for you, give you something to think about, and then maybe next week we'll finish it. We're not finishing it today, but I want to tell you some things that I think you never thought of before.
You've been on
Yeah. When? אנחנו קוראים בעברית, מדברים בעברית.
Eliyahu ben Ne'ima.
Because Yonatan likes English. אלחס בניקיון כפיי ואסובבה את מזבחך השם. יהושע, אנחנו מדברים על ההקפות שאנחנו עושים, הקפות, כל הסוכות, כל יום ויום עושים הקפות. Before you look at the paper, think to yourself, why do we do hakafot? And you'll see there's a few questions that we can have. So we start with Tehillim. This is the first time we say, when we do hakafot, we say, Ilhas b'nikiyon kapai v'asoveva et mizbachaka Hashem. I will wash cleanly, with cleanse. It says over here in the English, with innocence, my palms, my hands. V'asoveva et mizbachaka Hashem. And I will surround the Mizbeach of Hashem. To make sound with the voice of my thank you, and to speak over all of your wonders, Hashem. Look at Rashi on this pasuk in Tehillim 26. Rashi says, why do we say this when we say the Hakafah? Why? Moshe, you ever think about this? Why is this the first? Why do we say this? Why do we say Has b'nikiyon kapai? What does that do with it?
Maybe because we come from Chaparat Avonot, from coming clean to Kadosh Baruch. So Nikiyon Kapayim says, I have no sins. When you use the term Nikiyon Kapayim, you say I'm sin-free. I've not done anything.
Rashi gives a much more pshat answer. Yeshua, you see Rashi? Look at Rashi.
Probably because the Kohanim were doing Netila and the Betamim.
No, even more pshat. Rashi says, She'en gezel b'mitzvah b'mitzvot she'ani mikayem lulav hagazul pasul. I didn't steal my lulav. Kapot timarim. Elhas b'nikiyon kapayim. My kapot timarim is clean. She says, I didn't steal it.
We don't say it's on other mitzvot.
I know, it's unbelievable.
We don't say there's no reason that it's be limited like food every day.
Page 8, which is page 1. But
we don't declare I paid for my
100%. This is just Rashi. 100%. This is Rashi. Lashmiya b'kol todah. Why Yeshua? Because the love is called kapot timarim, right? So nikiyon kapai. Lashmiya b'kol todah usepek kodim feotecha. I will say over your wonders, says Rashi. Zeh halel sheyesh po l'she'aban v'yesh po l'gog. Halil talks about the past, it talks about the Gog and Magog, and it talks about Mashiach. And also the Atilabo, which is after Mashiach. And so that's why Halil, Rashi says, is very, very powerful.
It's interesting because Rashi never comments on
Mashiach
concepts, yes.
Atilabo especially. Okay. Now, if you look in Vayikra Rabba, which I put for you, it is the Midrash. You should take for yourself on the first day. יעלוז שדי בכל אשר בו, יעלוז שדי זה העולם שנאמר, ויהי בראותם בשדה בכל אשר בו, אלה בריות כמה דעת אמר, והשם הארץ מלואה, אז יראה נושא היער, אמר לי היער בכל זה יער, okay? Okay, hold on, let's go to the next one. יקוד שמוני, אלחס בניקיון כפיים, במקח ולא בגזל. Ukachtem lachem b'yom harishon. Same thing as Rashi. So Rashi got it from this midrash. Va'asovevak et mizbechacha Hashem. I will surround you mizbeach kedetaninan b'chol yom him k'piyat mizbeach pa'am achat. Every day in the Beit HaMikdash, they used to go around the mizbeach one time. On Sukkot every day, they would. I'm going to use the Hebrew because the English is very big mahloket. The Hebrew. Makifin et mizbeach. What does it mean to be makif?
Hebrew. It's so
Big mahloket. We'll see.
Because there are those who say makifin to surround.
The Kesed, he said that Akafa. What did they do? Kol Yisrael gedolim uktanim. See what I underlined here? Yehuda, look what I underlined in red. Look at the red line. See the red line? Kol Yisrael gedolim uktanim notlim et lulavehem b'yedehem hamanit. Everyone took the lulav ve'etrogehem b'yedehem hasmanit and their etrog in the left hand. Umakifim achat. Ve'oto hayom, and on that day, which is Shvi'i Shel Pesach, they went around 7 times. Is it true?
Is it?
Is it true?
אני שמעתי אתמול שיעור
מדרש.
מוספי, הוא אומר, פעם לא היו הולכים עם ספר תורה מקיפים, עם הספר איתם.
Very good. It's a good one. There's a lot of questions. Very good. Very good. All these are good questions. Before we get to these questions,
זה בית המקדש, פה המזבח, הצד הזה הוא לעזרה.
very good. So question.
ופה הכהנים לא היו יכולים ללכת לעזרה.
Well, hold on a second. Let's just speak out what everybody's saying. Yehoshua is saying, Yehoshua is saying they were makifin with what? Well, the Midrash says, notnim et lulavehem umakifin. So this Midrash says they went around with the lulav.
בלי ספר תורה.
With the Sefer Torah. Yehoshua is saying he heard they went around with the Sefer Torah, not with the lulav. Okay, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Ezra is saying, what was Ezra's question? Oh, what was on the Mizbeach? Was there a Sefer Torah on the Mizbeach? No. Very good. Excellent. We'll get to that as well. Besides for this, I want to ask one more question. Look what I underlined, guys. Kol Yisrael. Everyone? How could Israel go around the Mizbeach? You're not allowed to walk there.
בבית המקדש איך היו יכולים?
How do you know that? So what does this mean?
לא יכולים היו.
And if the Kohen, us? Or it means the Kohanim? Then why do we do it?
כהנים היו עומדים.
Why do we do it? Just the Kohanim should do it. Ezra, למה לא הכהנים only should do hatafot? Why do we do hatafot? Everything with discretion? Who went around the Mizbeach? It doesn't mean call you say how? That's one answer. I'll tell you another answer. Okay, so we'll get into more things, but that's true. But the Gemara, which I'll show you next, the Gemara says Kohanim. And another answer, another thing to think about, which will go along, is the word makifin. Not everyone agrees. Not everyone agrees. Makifin means you walk around. Makifin can also mean you make a circle, which means you stand in your place, and he stands in his place, and he stands in his place. All of us are makifin, but we're not walking around. That's another pshat. So there's all these different ideas. Very good, very good. So let's move along. Oh, very good. That's the Midrash. We didn't finish it. So let's finish the Midrash. Yeshua. Let's see the Mekor, Yeshua. This is the second pshat. So the first pshat is Zecher Mikdash. The second pshat is Zecher Yericho. When you went in Yeshua, Perek 6, in Yeshua, Perek Vav, they went around the city of Yericho 7 times and then went down. This makes sense in the Beit HaMikdash. בזמן הזה, what do we do these days? חזן הכנסת עומד כמאח האלוקית בספר תורה בזרועו. The Hazan is like a Malach of Hashem, and he's holding the Torah. והעם מקיפין אותו דוגמת מזבח. And everyone walks around the Hazan who's holding the Sefer Torah. This is a Midrash. So from my father-in-law that just came, let's wrap up. Let's review the questions we have. Number one, who walked around the Mizbeach? You listening to that? Who walked around the Mizbeach in the Sukkot with the Hakafot? Who did it? Kohanim or everyone? How could you walk? How could Israel go to the Mizbeach? You're not allowed to go to the Mizbeach. You can't go to the Mizbeach. You're not allowed to go. No. And if the Kohanim are the only ones who did it, then the Kohanim should all be the only ones doing it now.
Wait.
That's
But
number
when
one.
you say you're not allowed to do Mizbeach, so say the Mizbeach is here. You're not allowed to be in a certain condition. You can still be Makif from a
You can go
distance.
all the way around, but it's very hard. It's very hard. All the way out, like outside the walls of the Beit HaMikdash. That's a possibility. Doesn't seem very likely.
Outside of the area of where you're not allowed to be. Here.
That's outside. You have to go outside.
בעזרה.
The Azara, but it doesn't go all the way around the Azara.
לא, כמו שהוא אמר, שאפילו אם הם עומדים במקום,
No. Oh,
הם מסתובבים.
okay. That's a good answer. But so you can't go past. You can't go to the Mizbeach and they're going around. No, you get to a certain line. The problem is that Nashim doesn't go all the way around.
No.
It stops over here. You can't make a hakafa and then Zat Nashim. And so there's a few things we have to figure out here. Number one, who went around? Number two, what were they carrying? Lulavim? Then why do we do arabot? Arabot, lulavim. The Midrash says lulavim.
טוב, לולבים כולל ערבות
We have to see. We have to see. We have to see.
ביחד, סט.
We have maybe. And another question we had was, we said another pshat, makifin, when it says they went around, maybe it doesn't mean they actually walked around. Maybe if everyone stands in their place and makes a circle, that's called a makif. Not necessarily they walked around. So there's different ideas here. Let's go further. Let's turn the page. And Ezra's question. Ezra's question was, why do we have a Sefer Torah now? There was no Sefer Torah in the Mizbeach. They just went around the Mizbeach.
Okay, yeah.
לא, תקנו את זה.
On top of the Mizbeach? Not on top of the Mizbeach. If you want to do a dugma like it used to be, you want to copy like it used to be. So it's actually a very good question.
מילא תקנו את זה, חכמים.
We have to see. Let's see.
It is a good question, but it's easy to reconcile because we don't have a bit English. We don't have anything. The only thing that we have that we can cling on to is the Sefer Torah. So we bring it as a replacement.
But you're gonna see that Ezra, what Ezra is saying is actually very, very true. And I'm going to show you from the poskim. You'll see. If we have time. This is the tour, Shulchan the tour. On page 9. The reason why it's page 9 is because I added this to the last Sukkot pamphlet. So it started on page 8. Some people don't say the Kaddish before the Hoshana, like we don't do. We don't say Kaddish before the Hoshana. We put a Sefer Torah on the Teva when we go around. וביום השבעים מקיפים אותה זין פעמים. On Hoshana Raba we do 7 times. זכר למקדש. כתנן. בכל יום מקיפים המזבח פעם אחת, וביום השביעי זין פעמים. והוא אומר, אנא השם הושיענה, אנא השם הסליחנה. רבי יהודה אומר, אני והוא הושיענה. Look at what you say.
By the way, what's this? Ani Bahu.
We'll get
Without that.
We'll get to it. Yerushalmi Ita, it says in the Yerushalmi, Zecher Yericho. So this Yericho thing is not in the Bavli. It's in the Yerushalmi and in the Midrash. The Bavli doesn't say Yericho. But Rav Saadia Katav, Shemakifin Miyad Ahar Kriyat Haftara. Rav Saadia Gaon says, you should do the Hoshanot after Sefer Torah. Not before Sefer Torah, says Rav Saadia Gaon. After Sefer Torah.
מה שאנחנו עושים.
No. The opposite. After Sefer Torah. בעוד הספר על התיבה. ומנהג טוב הוא says the two. You know why? כדי שלא להוציא הספר שלא לצורך. So you shouldn't take the sefer out for nothing. You're going to take the sefer just for Hoshanot and not going to open it and read it? Take the sefer, read it, and then do the Hoshanot. כיוון שאין קוראים בו, אלא שאין נוהגים כן. That's not the custom though. We don't do what Sa'adia Gaon says to do. בסדר הכנפה כתב רב חי, בכל יום בית פעמים, Rab Hai Gaon says you should do twice every single day. Aleph limino, one you go to the right, the aleph is smaller, and one to the left. B'yom zayin, gimel pa'amim limino, on the 7th day, 3 times on the right. Gimel pa'amim smaller, 3 times to the left. Ve'achad limino, and another time to the right. We don't do this now. אלא בכל יום אחד למינו, ובשבת אין מקיפין. Every day we do one, and on Shabbat there's no hoshanot. כתב רש"י, דאף בכל מי שאין לו לולב לא יקיף. Rashi says, if you don't have a lulav, you shouldn't go around the hakafa. כמו בשבת שאין מקיפין, because on Shabbat you don't go around because there's no lulav on Shabbat, so too. Huh? We go right. We go right because this is the way we're going. It's right. It looks like it. Look, it's to my right. Tafahim said. Yamin. Yeah. What?
The 7 times on Shabbat to Shabbat.
We'll get there. We'll get to everything. The after home,
למה לא מוציאים ספר תורה שאנחנו רוצים הלל?
Halil. Halabim do.
ספר תורה.
Halabim do.
אנחנו עושים את זה.
Yeah, we take it out.
למה אנחנו לא עושים את זה?
Let's go further. Okay, fine. וכתב רב שרירה גאון שאין לומר הושענא בשבת. You don't say הושענא בשבת. מפני התינוקות, because of the kids. שישמעו שאומרים בשבת, כמו בחול, they're going to think, oh, you do הושענא השבת, which means you can take a lulav on Shabbat. גם ליטול לולב, they'll take also the lulav on Shabbat. And so it's a gezerah. Similar to shofar, it's a different gezerah. Shofar is a gezerah you might carry. This is a gezerah the kids might see and learn their own custom. But כשאין אומרים הושענא, מתפלל להם, they don't say הושענא, they say, oh, there's no lulav on Shabbat. וכיוון שהם מקיפים בשבת, מתפלל להם במה שהם מקיפים, וצריך למנוע מלומר הושענא. And he says, no, it's okay. Let's do the הושענא Shabbat. Because I'm מחלוקת whether you do הושענא Shabbat, and we'll see Shaarey says both opinions. Our custom is not to do Hoshanot on Shabbat. We mentioned the Yerushalmi. So let's look at the Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi in Sukkah 4:3. Yerushalmi, if you're not familiar, doesn't use daf like we use dafim. Daf ayin bet and bet. It doesn't work like that in Yerushalmi. It uses siman. So it's siman 4:3 in Yerushalmi.
Which page?
Page 10. Misvat arabah kesa. Says Yerushalmi. What is the mitzvah of the arabah? Makom hayu lemata miYerushalayim. There was a place below Yerushalayim. V'nekra Mosa. It was called Mosa. V'yordin lesham, and they will go down. Umelakitin misham mul biyot shel arabah. They will collect branches of an arabah. U'ba'im v'zokfin otan b'zdeh mizbeach. They will come and lean them against the mizbeach. So there's a tall arabot, not small like us. Tall arabot, huge. And they would stick it by the mizbeach, stand it up next to the mizbeach, and all the heads of the arabot would be bent onto the mizbeach. And they would blow shofar. Every day they went around one time. Rabbi Yehuda argues, Ani v'hu Hoshiana. We'll get to it, Moshe. Ani v'hu Hoshiana. Yeah. Oto hayom. You'll see why later. Oto hayom, on that day, which is Shvi'i shel Pesach, the 7th day, Hoshana Raba, makifin et hamizbeach sheva pe'amim. They went around 7 times. B'sha'at b'tilatan, when they left, mahen omrim, what did they say? Yofi lach mizbeach. How beautiful for you with this mizbeach, with the arabot. Yofi lach mizbeach. To Hashem and to you the mizbeach. The Korban Aida is a pirush on Yerushalmi. He says as follows: Marbiot is branches. Anafim gedolim gebohim yud aleph amah. That's tall. Yud aleph amah. 11 amot, 15 to 20 feet. It says in the pasuk,
זה בסיבוב, כשאתה מסתובב בירידה לירושלים, בסיבוב, שם יש גם מקווה שם. גם היה שם בית כנסת יהודית.
11 אמות ערבות. אני והוא, Moshe, here's your answer. אני והוא, בגמטריה אנא השם. ועוד הם שני שמות שבשם עין בית. There are also 2 of the special names of Hashem. I don't have time for this now, but if you remind me another time, we'll talk about this. No, just Anna Hashem. Why? Okay, Anna Hashem. And it's also 2 of the names of the Shem Ayin Bet, the name of 72, which is in Parashat Beshalach. We'll do this another time, the Shem Ayin Bet, if you're not familiar, remind me. Inami, What is it? Here's another reason. It means as follows. Mi she'ani vehu b'tzara. When I am in trouble, Hashem's also in trouble with me. Imo anochi b'tzara. Al derech imo anochi b'tzara hoshi'ana. So ani vahu hoshi'ana. Hashem, I'm in trouble, which means you're in trouble. To save us both. That's ani vahu hoshi'ana. It's a powerful phrase.
Right.
Beautiful. Next page. We're moving now to the Bavli. This is Sukkah Bavli now. Page 43b. Every time they went around once. 7 times. What did they hold when they go around the Mizbeach? They held the arabot, right? Like we do, no?
Yeah.
No, you hold that. So they held arabot when they go around. Imagine huge arabot. Lo. La. Belulav. No, he says. They held the lulav. No. We have it's a mahbaket. Listen. He said, no, they used to do hakafot in the Mizbeach with araba, not with lulav. The big ones. But it's according to this shita, they did not go around with the lulav in the Torah like we do. They went around with the arava every day. So now we have a mahloket. We don't know what they used to do in terms of the Beit HaMikdash. One person says arava, one person says lulav. Itemar, Rabbi Elazar omer belulav. Rabbi Shmuel Abba Natan amar Mechanina ba'arava. Mahloket. So we have a mahloket, araba, lulav. Araba, what were they carrying? Because makifin, it doesn't say with what. Amaleh Rabba Rabbi Yitzhak Bilad Rabba Rabbi Hana. Bar Uriah, the son of the Torah, which means smart boy. Tell me something smart, something good that your father used to tell you. This that we said, you know what my father used to say? This that they said they did hakafot outside the Mizbeach. They quote 7 times. They did not go around with the araba. They went around with the lulav. Hi, Agina. He's getting aliyah tomorrow. Hello. Etibe, question. You're welcome to sit if you want to sit, or you can go wherever you want, whatever. Etibe, question. So now we have mahloket. Yes, mahloket in the Mikdash when they did hakafot. Yesh omrim be'araba, yesh omrim be'lulav. Araba, yesh omrim. Around. We do lulav. Etibe, question. Lulav dohe. Listen to this, guys. You ready for this question? Focus. Lulav dohe et Shabbat b'tchilato. Lulav pushes the Shabbat in the beginning day. In the Beit HaMikdash, did they bring lulav on Shabbat? If Shabbat was the first day of Sukkot, which means they would like that, it would push Shabbat away, and they would do lulav. So that's what it means. Lulav dohe et Shabbat b'tchilato. The araba b'sorfo. Did they do the araba on Shabbat? It depends. If Shvi'i shel Sukkot was Shabbat, it would push Shabbat. If Shishi shel Sukkot was Shabbat, it would not push Shabbat. Only Shvi'i, only tomorrow, guys, Hoshana Raba, tonight, would push Shabbat in the Beit HaMikdash. What is the question? Parmahat hal Shvi'i shel Raba push Shabbat. One time, there's a story here. It happened on Shabbat. Hoshana Raba was Friday night. Listen to the story. So they collected these branches Friday before Shabbat and they stuck them in bowls in the Azara. Here comes those Baitusim. Remember the Baitusim? The Baitusim are the guys from Oman. They didn't like this mitzvah of Araba. The Baitusim did not like this Araba. They hated it. Yeah, 2 students. Tamidim from the same rabbi. Sadok and Baitus. The 2 students of the same rabbi. Okay. What did the Baitusim do?
They actually started the Karaim.
Yeah.
From them came the Karaim.
What did they do? Natlum ukhpashum kahat abanim. They hid the arabot under stones. Why? Because the stones are mukseh and Shabbat. And so if we put them under the stones, no one's going to be able to take them on Shabbat. No one's going to do arabot this year. Lemahad, hikido behen amei haaretz. Comes the amei haaretz, the regular guys. Good people, they just don't know anything. They don't know halakha, mukseh. They don't know mukseh. Ushmatum mitahat avanim. They took him out from the stones. They didn't care. Ve'ebium lekohanim, and the kohanim brought them. You see these words? Ve'ebium hakohanim, says the Bavli. The kohanim did the hakafot. Uzkafum b'sidei mezbeach, and they stood them by the mezbeach. Arabot were 11 amot high. Arabot, long arabot on the mezbeach. V'fishe'en b'tusin modim shechibut arabah dochayet hashabbat. The story says why they do this, because the Baitusim held Chibut Arabah does not push Shabbat away. And so therefore, we don't want you to do Arabah on Shabbat.
Hoshana Raba doesn't come on Friday night.
Good. Very good. We got there in one second. Very good. We have a calendar now. But what you're saying is excellent.
That's what?
He's saying Hoshana Raba is impossible to be on Shabbat. Now is it a coincidence?
Why is it impossible?
You think it's a coincidence?
Why is it impossible?
It doesn't come up on Shabbat. He's right. Hoshana Raba doesn't come on Shabbat. Do you think you know the reason why? It's not a coincidence. We're getting there. Everything is coming.
Because of that.
We'll see. Alma binetilahi tiyufta. We see that they would take the arabah, the lulav, the arabah, and it's a tiyufta. It's a shlaga. Tiyufta means we disproved him. What is a tiyufta? Look at Rashi. Amei haaretz, says Rashi, Amei haaretz, shelo hayu baki'im b'isu tiltul. They don't know the laws of Shabbat. They only knew one thing, that Am haaretz, they liked the rabbis. They were on the side of the rabbis. Halachot they didn't know, but they didn't like people starting up the Baitusim against the rabbis. The Kohanim brought them and stood them up. Abba Yisrael, lo yanechnas min ha'olam v'la mizbeach, says Rashi. A Yisrael can never go. A Yisrael's not allowed to go that far. From the fact that we see Hibut, the Gemara says the word Hibut for the first time. We say when we hit the. Hold on. This tomorrow when we hit the arabot, we're going to say Habit v'la berich. Where does this word Habit come from? This is the first time we're seeing this word. This is where it comes from. So the Gemara says that she says, Hibut Arabah. It says the Baitusim didn't like the Hibut. Hibut means waving of the Arabah. We see from here they used to take the arabot and wave them. So therefore we see that it was done with the arabah. That's how we know the arabah was waved. That's where Hibut comes from. Rambam. הלכה למשה מסיני, שמביאים במטש ערבה אחרת, חוץ מערבה שבלולב. You have to bring a separate arabah for the Hibut arabah tomorrow, not the ones from the lulav, new ones. Says Rambam, if you do one from the lulav, it's not yotzeh. This is not halakha l'ma'aseh according to Hakam Vada Yosef. Rambam says you're not yotzeh the arabah if it's from your lulav.
Yeah, so up with the exit, you can take your own arabah.
If you're in the shot of the hak. V'shiura afilu ale ehad bevad ehad. How much does your arabah have to have on it? For the arabot, 1 leaf. It doesn't have to have the requirements of a lot of leaves. So far he's right. So far he says. What they used to do. Every single day they used to bring the arabot and stand them on the mizbeach. And the heads of the arabot were laying on the mizbeach. Guys, Rambam seems to hold the hakafot were not with the lulav. Rambam is saying the hakafot with the arabah. Did you ever know this before? When we do hakafot every single day, Zecher Mikdash, the Pir Rambam, the hakafot was not with the lulav. The hakafot every day was with the arabah only. Hal Yom Shabbat, if Shabbat came in the middle of the holiday, only if Yom Shibi'i, Hoshana Raba, falls on Shabbat, it breaks Shabbat for the arabot. You make sure to do it. No.
It's gonna be a different location?
It's
Maple.
אלה שפרשו, הם באו לבוקר לשתי שיעור של נשים. אתה יודע איפה זה נמצא?
כסת היו עושים. לא בסבון. רמב"ם. כסת היו עושים. מביאים אותה מערב שבת המקדש ומניחים אותה בגיגיות של זהב, כדי שלא יכמשו העלים. They used to collect it Friday, like we learned, and put it in vases, in golden vases, so they were not rot. And the next day they put it on the mizbeach. And the nation came, and they took it and they waved it. This arabah, since it doesn't say straight out in the Torah, when we do it these days, on Shabbat, in the Beit HaMikdash, Shabbat was broken. On Shabbat, Beit HaMikdash broke Shabbat. This Beit HaMikdash broke all the way. They slaughtered the korbanot. Beit HaMikdash, there's no shvut in the Beit HaMikdash. Rambam says these days we only do 1 day zecher, only the 7th day. Only the day that would have pushed Shabbat is the day we do the zecher these days. That's what Rambam says. Since only Shvi'i Shel Sukkot will push Shabbat, that's the only thing we do these days. Kesed Oseh, what do you do, says Rambam? Lokeach bad echad or badin hadeh. See, this is that. Rambam, Lokeach bad echad. Rambam says take one branch. Or badin hadeh, or a lot of branches. It doesn't say 5. Hutz me'arabah shevilulav, except for the ones in Ulav. And you smack it on the ground. Or ala keli pa'amayim or shalosh below beracha. 2 or 3 times, no blessing. Rambam was not into the whole Kabbalah of this. Shedabar ze minhag revi'imhu. You don't make a beracha because it's only minhag. Whether it's a minhag or it's a mitzvah, it's a minhag, and therefore you cannot.
Again, this is Rambam.
Rambam. This is my Maimonides, right?
So
Rambam
actually holds the lulav because the Greek says
right, but first he says the arabah.
Yeah,
so maybe he'll go. Let's see. בכל יום ויום היו מקבלים את הזבח פזלה בהם ידיהם פעם אחת ואומרים אנא השם הושיענה, אנא השם הסליחנה. It could be both. וביום השביעי מקבלים את הזבח 7 פעמים וכפן נהגו לישראל בכל מקומות להניח תיבה באמצע בית הכנסת. This is the minhag. We put a teva in the middle of the Knesset. Do we put a Sefer Torah on the teva? It doesn't say Sefer Torah. It doesn't say Sefer Torah. It's saying exactly like you said. ומקיפין אותה בכל יום כדי שהם מקפים את הזבח בצורה חדש. Rambam says these days you put a teva in the Beit HaKnesset and you go around. Sefer Torah? No, it's a mizbeach. They went around the mizbeach. There's no Sefer Torah. The teva. That's it. The bima. Oh no, he said make sure you have one. Make sure you have one. It doesn't say you have to have a Sefer Torah on it. Just take the teva, go around one time. You want to make a dugma to the mizbeach? That's a dugma to the mizbeach. Like Ezra said from the beginning, very good. Inhu. Back to the Gemara Sukkah. This is the Babli. Inhu diyad'i b'kibu'ah diyarha linhe ki ata bar hedya amar la ikela. It can never come out. Hoshana Raba on Shabbat. That's what he says in the Gemara. That's what he says. La ikila, it cannot come out. Him ma'avirim et elul. The rabbis will make sure to make an extra day. They'll make a leap month of Elul, or Had min HaChodashim, or any of the other months. Kishiro'in sheye'era shevi'i b'Shabbat. If they see shevi'i shel Sukkot will come out on Shabbat, they'll do anything they have to do to make sure it never comes out on Shabbat. Right. We're going to see right now, which is what you were saying. So it's not a coincidence. It's on purpose. It never comes out on Shabbat. We have a Tosafot. But first, let's see Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch, Siman 428. Seder kebi'at ha'mo'adim u'kbi'at ha'parashiyot. Ubo het se'ifim. Says Mana Shulchan Aruch. Page, I don't know what page it was. Page 13. Elu hayamim she'en kovim bahem ha'mo'adim. These are the days that holidays can never come out on. This is a Siman Shulchan Aruch. Siman 428. Lo Aleph Dalet Vav Rosh Hashanah. Aleph Sunday, Dalet Wednesday, Vav Friday can never be Rosh Hashanah. Velo Aleph Gimel Vav Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Yom Kippurim. Lo Zayin Bet Dalet Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday Purim can never happen. Lo Bet Dalet Vav Monday, Wednesday, and Friday Pesach. Velo Gimel He Zayin and not Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday Atzeret Hoshana Raba. Hoshana Raba can never be on Saturday. Why? Says Tosafot. Right below the Shulchan Aruch, I have a big red arrow. I'm going to try to read this Tosafot pretty quick. Not read every single word. We'll skim through it. Lo ikla. Hoshana Raba can never come out on Shabbat. שהיו מעבירים אלול או אחד מן החודשים כשרואים שאינה בשבת שבאיש של הרבה, because they will do anything they have to do to push it off. ואחי אמר בירושלמי, רבי סימון מפקד לאלין דמחשבין הבון דעתיכון דלא עתי תקעתה בשבת. He made sure it never happened on Shabbat. עוד לא עתה ערבתה בשבתה. He never wanted the arabot to happen on Shabbat these days. ואי the hitkunun, if you're in a hard spot, abdun takata v'lo ta'abdun arabta. You make a leap month and you don't do arabah on Shabbat these days, ever. Mashma de hayash tefeh, it sounds like we care a lot. Hayash tefeh, we care a lot. Yom arabah mitikiat shofar v'lulav. We make sure that arabah never comes out on Shabbat, but lulav, we don't mind. Yom echad, lulav on Shabbat, we just won't shake. We don't mind Rosh Hashanah on Shabbat, we won't blow shofar. But arabah, we have to do the arabah. Why is it worse than shofar and lulav? וגם עכשיו בנו מחשיבים, ולא נקרא יום ערבה בשבת. והשופר והלולב לא חשינן. Shofar and lulav, we don't care. They can fall out on Shabbat. אף על פי שיום ראשון דאורייתא. Shofar and lulav is deoraita, and still let that happen on Shabbat. They just won't do it. It's a wonder. והיום הרבה שהוא זכר למקדש בעלמא. Hoshana Raba, which is zechel lemikdash. It's just a remembrance. Haishina, and we care so much that could never be pushed off by Shabbat. Ve'ahani deoraita lo haishina, and the mitzvot that are from the Torah, like lulav and shofar, we don't care about these mitzvot. Ve'esh lamar, I can say, de'en hachinami, it's true. Dehani dichtibi behedya lo ati lefakfukeh behu b'sh'ad shanim. These mitzvot that are written deoraita, no one's going to ever think these mitzvot are disappearing. It says straight out in the Torah. So we don't do it 1 year. We'll do it the next year. No one's going to question the validity of the mitzvah of shofar. But arabah is only the rabbanan. Ati l'takfuki ba. If you don't do it 1 year, they're going to come and say you should never do it again. These Baitusim or Amahanis, they're going to say the arabah is over. Ve'od, the misafek abdina and terei yomeh. Also, in Husla, we do 2 days Rosh Hashanah, 2 days lulav, so you'll get it the second day. We can make like Yom Rishon Shabbat, huh?
Lulav is not from the Torah?
Lulav, it is from the Torah.
So, what's he saying? He's saying
We push it off.
No.
We push the lulav on Shabbat. We push it off. We're not worried people are going to forget about this mitzvah.
No, but to answer Joe's question, it's to take it, but it doesn't say to do.
Yeah, this whole thing is
Rabbanan.
And so therefore, unbelievable, guys. I don't know if anybody here knew this before. Arabah breaks Shabbat, and the other ones don't, and we make sure we always have Arabah every year. It's the only Hag we make sure we always have this thing every year. How powerful is the Arabah? Get into the Kabbalah, maybe not tonight, a different time. The Kabbalah behind the Arabah. The calendars are arranged that should never be pushed off. It's definitely something to think about. Okay, let's turn the page. We have to wrap it up and do tikkun. Ana Hashem Moshiana, Ana Hashem Hasihana. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Ani Bahu says the Orach Hayim, the two Orach Hayim. Ani Bahu Shnei Shemo Shel Ayin Bet. It's 2 of the names of Ayin Bet. ומה שמזכירים אלו השניים, השם עמו אנוכי בשרה, וכתיב ואני בתוך הגדולה, והוא עשו בזיקים. And so therefore, we have the word ani and bahu in that pasuk, and so we take it. Let's wrap up. Back to the Yerushalmi for a second. Tane, u'ba'alei mumin. It says, ba'alei mumin. Can ba'alei mumin, a ba'al mum, a kohen that's a ba'al mum, a kohen that has a physical defect, he's not allowed to serve the abudah. He's not allowed to even go to the mizbeach. He's a ba'al mum. Is he allowed to do the hakafot with the arabah? Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, be'a komer Rabbi Yochanan. Ba'alei mumin nichasim ben olam mizbeach, amalei kesherim hayu. They are allowed to. Let's see. Or like Shaarey, which is going to explain this Yerushalmi. Umati'in kushya, we ask a question. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish asked, Ba'a kumi sha'al lefnei Rabbi Yochanan, ba'alei mumin nichasim ben olam mizbeach. Can a ba'al mum kohen do the arabah? V'chi kohanim ba'alei mumin rashayim le'akif et hamizbeach? When they come to the west side, they're going to go between the antechamber and the mizbeach. You're not allowed to go in there. And they answered, the Kohanim are allowed to just for the arabah service. Unbelievable, the Yerushalmi says. It's not the sha'at avodah, and so it's not a time where they're not allowed to be there. They're only allowed to go during the avodah. Now it's the arabah, they're allowed to go. Another explanation. They made sure they never went into the wrong place. Bavli Sukkah, in the Bavli it says, this is still the words of the Oilei Sharim. In the Bavli it says, Amar Shakish, Kohanim ba'alei mumin nechasim ben ha'olam l'mizbeach kedei laset v'akif kashehem hazikim mi'adam ba'arabah. The Shakish holds in our Bavli that the Kohanim ba'alei mumin are allowed to do the arabah by the mizbeach. Amar Rabbi Yochanan argues, Mi amra ba'alei mumin, who said a ba'al mum could go in? Who told you that's correct? So we have mahloket. Rish Lakish holds the Ba'al Mum is allowed to go in, and Yochanan says the Ba'al Mum is not allowed to go in.
When did they do that? What is Dilma?
Dilma means maybe.
So he's not holding. It's a question.
He's asking, but Rabbi Yochanan holds the halakha, no.
When did they do it? Before the avodah or after?
After. But Tosefta Sotah, in the Tosefta it says, Hakol kesherim la'alot ba'alot ha'olam ben timimim ben ba'alei mumin. So the Tosefta says even a ba'al mum is allowed to go in. Bepirush Sefer Yetzirah katav shezeh she'anu she'en kolim ba'alei mumin v'nazim b'nadam mizbeach hu b'sha'at ha'avodah. Only b'sha'at ha'avodah they can go in. V'zeh she'amar Rish Lakish b'Bavli she'kolim ba'alei mumin v'nazim b'nadam mizbeach kedei l'sot ha'arabah. It's only when it's not the time of avodah. Nesiyat kapayim in avodah, he says. Nesiyat kapayim kohanim is not part of the avodah. Shaarey gam ba'alei mumim kesherim hem. So even a ba'al mum kohen to do the kohanim. The kohanim was after the avodah. No, a ba'al mum.
Nesiyat kapayim is a avodah is רק mizbeach.
And so we're going to wrap up like this. Amar Rish Lakish, I'm bringing you. I hope you understand what's going on here. We're going from Bavli to Yerushalmi, Bavli. So I'm going back to the Bavli. Amar Rish Lakish, Kohanim ba'alei mumin nichasim ben olam mizbeach. This is what he just quoted. So Tosafot over there, I just took one line because there was too much. I took one line for you. Yesh lomar says Tosafot in our Bavli, Deshema hakafat mizbeach ha'kohanim ush'at Yisrael ba'azara velo hakafa. Yoshua, שמעת את זה? יהושע. שמעת את תוספות? it says תוספות, יש לומר, דשמא הקפת מזבח בכהנים, ושאר ישראל בעזרה בלא הקפה. The rest of the Jews, only the Kohanim went around according to Tosafot. So Chavadia asks his question, he says, these days, why don't we just send the Kohanim for Hakafot?
Today we do it.
The Ritva says the same thing as Tosafot. Says the Ritva, Abal Zarim, Israelim. She'asurim lechanes sham min haTorah, en nechnasin sham af lehakafa, says the Ritva. Israelim is a big mahloket. This is pages and pages. Hakam Vadia brings it all down. It's a big mahloket. Why the Kohanim Ba'alim was allowed to go in? Is it a aseh dohe lo ta'aseh? the mitzvah aseh of arabah pushes off the lota aseh not to go in. There's a lot of different questions that come into this.
But they give the pshat because
And it's a mahloket. Some people say the Israelim were allowed to go in, according to Reish Lakish, just like the Kohanim, Ba'alum was done. The same halakha. Some people say no, Reish Lakish only lets the Ba'alum go in, not the Israel. Some people say, who cares what Reish Lakish says? We hold like Rabbi Yohanan. Rabbi Yohanan says even the Ba'alum Kohen can't go in. Other people say, even if they were going around, who even knows what they were holding? It was either an arabah or a zula. We're not sure. Other people say, like I said before, when it says makifin, it just means you made a circle. Nobody moved. And so therefore, this inyan of the hakafah is very, very misubach. It's very complicated. It's all mixed up. This is why I called it hakafot part 1. We had to finish hakafot part 2.
By the question, why are we doing it all now and not just I think it's a very logical shot.
Go ahead.
In Bet HaMikdash, we were forced to allow only the quantity. We would have liked all of Israel to do it, but because they cannot go in the area where the Mizbeach, we limited it to Kohanim. Since here we don't have the limitation, we might as well.
It could be.
It's a very, very
By the way,
logical.
It's very logical. I just want to say, Ezra, listen to this. Banish High writes, if someone doesn't go to Bet Knesset in the morning and he wants to do the hakafah, he missed shul, what should he do? Banish High says, don't do that, says the Banish High. Forgive me. Banish High says, people who say, put a book on your table, put a book on your chair at home and go around it, don't do it. He says, if you have nothing else, then do it, says the Ben Shai. What else should you do? Ben Shai says, what should you do?
But you know the Sidurim say.
Ben Shai says, you know what you should do? Come to the shul and walk around the teva. But there's no Sefer Torah. It's not about the Sefer Torah. It's about the teva, like as I was saying from the beginning. Ben Shai says, it's better to come around the shul and go around the empty teva than in your house around the Torah on the chair.
But the Sidur, if you read the Sidur,
let's find it in the Sidur.
I saw it.
The V'im were not like Kohanim. The V'im could go a little further, but it's a big mahloket. It's very possible all the Israelim went in. Remember the first Midrash we read? It said Kol Yisrael, everyone. We don't know.
Also women?
No, not the women. Is that Nashim? But we don't know exactly what happened. And so therefore, what's the whole inyan? So there's a Kabbalistic reason for sure, and then there's a pshat. Yeah, so we can speak it out loud. Hold on.
שיש לו איזה בעיה עם היד, אין לו יד וזהו. מעלה תחומים לא משלטים בקודם.
Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. The fee of the pshat, no Kabbalah. It says in the pasuk, "Ukachtem lachem b'yom rishon." Piri etz hadar is it lashon rabim or yachid? Piri etz hadar, one piri. Ve'anat etz avot. Ve'arbe nacha. Plural. Plural. Why plural? Must be you're taking the arabah and you're taking the arabah again. One with the lulav, one without the lulav. Yeah, but also for hadasim, it is hadas. Only one. It doesn't usually the shona yachid for hadasim. And so listen, Alpi Kabbalah, and a lot of this is brought down by the Kafahayim. According to the Kafahayim, by the way, Malash Hoshana Raba, I didn't paste more of it because it's just so much, but we'll do it another time. Malash Hoshana Raba says, like the Rambam, that you should really not use the arabah from your lulav. You should get new ones, and you should bang it on the floor. But if you used yours, it's okay. Like I said, the arabah. Now, the arabah, you have to understand a few things. Number one, there are 7 levels of shamayim. Rochev arabot. Hashem is Rochev arabot. Arabah is the name of one of the levels of shamayim. Number one. Number two, look at the word arabah. Arabah is the arev. It means to be together. Also, it means to sweeten. And arabah is the gematria of zera, It's the gematria of planting, like Zorei Asidakot. And so therefore, Al Pi Kabbalah, the arabah has a lot of power. I'm sure we know, the 5 arabot we take is to be mimatek hadinim, the gibur, the 5 giburot of the mansipach, right? Yeah, I'm sure it says it. Yeah.
מזה אומרים, אם אתה לוקח, אחרי שגומרים את זה, את הבית חבית, אתה לוקח עלה, שם בארנק, זה סגולה לשמירה.
Okay, hold on one second. Some people say that, some people say the lulav. Some people say the arabah you should put for shemirah, and some people say the lulav you should put for shemirah. I've seen both. And also that says the lulav can protect you from bad dreams. If you have bad dreams at night, the lulav you put it by your bed.
Yeah, but you can't put it in your wallet.
No. The mansipach. It's very basic, like Ravid is saying, but in case you don't know it, there are 5 letters in alphabet that are the sofits.
Yeah.
So mem sofit, nun sofit, sadi sofit, pe sofit, kaf sofit. Sofit symbolizes the sof, gibura, its boundaries at the end. Sof at the end. And so that's why it's called gibura. Gibura is really making a gibur, making a boundary to the shefa. And so we take the 5 mansipach and we whack it on the ground 5 times, and we take a dinin on the kapka. And I said it's yazera, and we put it on the kapka, so it's a lot there. I'll think about it.
What about the leaves coming off? What thinking
The leaves coming off is the Ramah writes it. It's not, the Kafayim says it's not a big deal. All right. Anything else? I think that's it for now. So therefore, it's a whole inyan here, pages and pages. I think we have to cut it. Maybe next year we'll go even deeper into it. Just know that what we're doing tomorrow is not a joke. It's very powerful, Al Pi Kabbalah. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen.